Long ago in a kingdom there lived a wise emperor. Over time, however, tensions began to rise, and some leaders from neighboring lands became unhappy with the emperor's rule. These leaders had once been allies but had turned against him, causing trouble and unrest in the empire. One day, the emperor gathered his ministers and the people of the kingdom for a grand announcement. He stood before them in the royal hall and declared, "I will wipe out all my enemies." His words spread quickly through the empire, and soon everyone was talking about what would happen next. The people began to wonder how the emperor would carry out his promise. Some imagined he would imprison his enemies forever. Others thought he would banish them from the kingdom. Many believed the emperor would seek revenge for the betrayal and end his enemies' lives. As the days passed, excitement and fear grew among the people, with everyone waiting to see what the emperor would do. A week later, the emperor invited his former enemies to the royal palace. The news surprised everyone. The people assumed this was the moment they had been waiting for. The emperor would finally deal with those who had opposed him. But when the guests arrived, there was no sign of conflict. Instead, a great feast had been prepared. The emperor's former enemies sat at his table, sharing food and talking with him as if nothing had ever been wrong between them. The ministers, who had also expected a different outcome, were shocked. One of the emperor's closest advisors, unable to hold his confusion any longer, approached the emperor after the feast. Bowing deeply, the advisor whispered, "Your Majesty, I do not understand. You promised the people that you would wipe out your enemies, yet here they are, eating with you as if they were your dearest friends." The emperor smiled warmly and said, "I have kept my promise. Look around. Do you see any enemies here? I have no enemies left because I have turned them into my friends." The advisor blinked in surprise. He hadn't thought of it that way. The emperor continued, "True strength is not in destroying those who oppose you, but in finding a way to bring them close. By making them my allies, I have made our kingdom stronger and more peaceful." The word of the emperor's wisdom spread across the land. People marveled at how he had kept his promise in such an unexpected way. The former enemies, touched by the emperor's kindness, became some of his most loyal supporters, helping to build a future where the kingdom thrived in harmony. If you find value in this story, please like, share, write a comment below, and follow for more meaningful tales.